Alright, so we're back with another video. Today's video is going to be a POV photography. So we're down at the Feathered Nest just in the Cotswolds with a tribal coffee meet, and I'm just going to be showing you some of the cars that show up and how I capture it really. A lot of these photos are going to end up on my Instagram, but at the moment I'm just sort of starting off the day with the people that have got here first, taking some photos of what's arrived. And I'm a big fan of red cars, and this 992 GT3 really caught my eye. I think this is a Guards red or maybe even a Carmine because it's just looking a little bit darker. But I'm going to get some shots of this, and also with Instagram, always got to take one in portrait mode as well. Don't want to trip over anyone's car, but I'm going to try and use this car to sort of frame it up to give it something in the foreground. And it's just a case of waiting. I'm not going to rush anyone when they're walking around looking at cars. But there we go. Now, I was a big fan of this spec, especially it's got the ceramics on, which give you that big bright yellow caliper, which I think works really well with the red. It's almost like a bit of a McDonald's colourway, especially those silver wheels. Now, I'm a big fan of getting this almost top down of the bonnet type shot with a lot of cars. I think it really gets the headlights, and then especially on a 992 you get those grills, and in the background you can see another person who's parked up alongside with those ceramics. But just coming over here, we've got another, I want to say Guards red 992. This is a Targa. This is a very nice spec actually, and on a day like this, a Targa is exactly what you want, because it doesn't really mess with the sort of 911 lines, but you still get that drop top experience. But just using it to sort of frame up some of the cars that have shown up, and that yellow was quite an interesting yellow on that, or may even be green. Down in this car park, we've even got some more people that just showed up a little bit later. And I'm using a polarizer on my lens today, so this is what it looks like without. And what a polarizer does, it just cuts out all reflections on non-metallic surfaces. So if you see me fiddling around with the lens, that is what I'm adjusting, just to get rid of the reflections and hopefully making everything a bit sharper. But this white and red really caught my eye, and I've actually been looking at a 987.2, which is white with a similar red interior to this. Not sure whether I'll be able to sell my Boxster and get something a bit nicer. But just focusing here to try and get some good shots of that interior. But some more cars have just shown up, them being a load of GT products actually. So we had this Spyder RS, which I don't think I've seen one of these in person, or not up close at least anyway. I'm not sure what blue this is, but loving it with those silver wheels. And this car is perfect for that sort of top-down shot because it's got those brake ducts and those vents above the wheel to let the pressure out. So I think there's a lot going on with the bonnet of this car. And then just one of the main aspects you get on a RS versus a Spyder is these ducts coming out of the wheel arch. So I thought I'd try and get a detailed shot with that. And there's nice 992 as well with a W111 number plate, same as mine. So obviously popular with Wills. But we've got some more GT products parked just outside the Feathered Nest. I'm going to use this ducktail spoiler as sort of the focal point.
It hasn't been pampered, it's been used. So I think it's kind of the best way to.
But coming on here, we've got this 981 GT4, which I think is one of the best GT products, especially with I'm a big fan of big white wheels, or wheels of any colour really. But the 981 GT4 I think is the sweet spot because I can't imagine them going down in value too much. And that's what the sound is crazy compared to the 718. But of course, someone has showed up in the 992 3RS. I'm going to go and get some more photos of the back of that car, which is where I think it really kicks off. But then it's also got these bright red wheels, which I've not seen on GT3 or any 992 really. So it's a bit reminiscent of the older generations where you could get them in white, but you could only choose the, I think it was the wheel and the stripe colour you could choose. So I like that's a bit of a throwback, but it gets a bit crazy when 2 Carrera GTs show up. So I'm just snapping any photo I can really at this point. You could hear them coming down the road. But I think they are just proper supercar. But if you squint your eyes, quite reminiscent of a 987 Boxster, which makes me feel good about myself driving around in my Boxster S. I feel like I'm in a Carrera GT, but I'm a big fan of that decal underneath the wing on the 3RS as well. Just the size of that wing is crazy. But these Carrera GTs were gathering quite a crowd, so I'm trying to get my photos, or take my shots selectively just so I'm not getting in anyone's way, but then also that they're not getting in the photos as well when they don't want to be. But you can see here again those big yellow calipers for the ceramics, and on the left you have red centre locks, and on the right you have blue centre locks. I think that's something to do with Le Mans. I mean, someone in the comments correct me if I'm wrong. But the sun hitting this here, I thought that was a really nice sort of early morning. Take your Carrera GT out for a spin, why not? Another key feature that I think is sort of iconic with the Carrera GT is their Beechwood gear shifter in the middle, so try to get a decent photo of that without getting in anyone's way. But here we go, the centre locks here, you've got red and blue. I think it's pretty rare that you see 2 of them that close together. And this one's in a sort of bluey, yeah, dark blue. It almost looks black in person, but once the sun hits it, you can see it's very clearly blue with this sort of terracotta interior. Just trying to get some detail shots as well here, which that headlight is very 987. Or maybe the 987 headlight is very Carrera GT, whichever way around you want to see it. But just trying to capture the colour here without getting my shadow in it as well, with the sun being at that angle, shadows everywhere. Let's see what we can get. But just like that, people were leaving. I'm going to get some video as well for Instagram. See if we can get this Carrera GT to start up. Which they're not actually as loud on tickover as I thought they would be. This 3RS, well, there you go, there's the other one. This 3RS and 981, sort of creating all the noise this morning. Let's get some photos just with that smoke on a cold start. And everyone's peeling out, ready to go to. I think they're off to Caffeine and Machine. I'm gonna head off from here. First time I've ever seen any Carrera GT really, let alone 2. And first time I've seen Spyder RS, I think, in person. So for just a laid back coffee meet, I think this is as crazy as it's going to get at best.